everybody, I'm Miss Cooksey. Welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about the very basics of algebra, which is just variables and expressions. We're going to learn the vocabulary first so that we have the right words to use when we talk about the rest of everything we're going to do in algebra. Let's get started. So, we are going to start with this first most important word that's actually in the title today. That is algebraic expression. An algebraic expression is one or more numbers and variables with one or more operations. So you'll notice here, this is an example of an algebraic expression. 7x plus 4. We have a term here, and there's an operation in between. That's what makes it an expression. Let's break down the parts of each of these terms so that we have all of the right vocabulary to talk about them. So let's start here with this x, because x's are pretty famous in math. This x is called a variable, which is a symbol used to express a number or a value. So if we're not sure what the number or value is, we're going to use a variable to represent it. In front of that variable, we are going to put a coefficient. A coefficient is a number that's multiplied by a variable. So 7 and x are smushed together, which means they're being multiplied. Last, we have what is called a constant. That's this plus 4. It's a number that's added or subtracted to a variable. Notice a constant will never be attached to a variable. It will always be by itself. So 7 is our coefficient, x is the variable, 4 is the constant. Next, we're going to learn some vocabulary so we can talk about all the different operations that we could do right here. So let's go through a couple ideas for good vocabulary. Let's start with some words for addition. Well, some common words for addition are sum. They might be plus. We might just use the word add. We might use the word and. We might say in addition. Lots of different words we can use to say addition. For subtraction, we might use the word difference. We might use the word minus. We might use the word less. All of these are potential words to mean subtraction. For multiplication, we might use multiply. We might use product. Product means the answer to a multiplication problem. We might use times. We might use of. So for example, 1/2 of 6 means I multiply 1/2 times 6. Division is our final. We might use the word quotient, which is the answer to a multiplication problem. We might say per. So if we say 5 cookies per student, that might tell us that we're figuring out division. We might use any sort of fraction. Fractions are also a good example of division. Times when we're going to use an equal sign is anytime you see the word is. Is our biggest key that you're going to see the word equal sign. So if you see 5 and 6 is 11, is where the equal sign goes. We're going to see parentheses anytime we have one of these answers. So sum is the answer to an addition problem. Difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. Difference. Product is the answer to a multiplication problem. And quotient is the answer to a division problem. The parentheses tell us if we have 5 times the sum of 2 and x. Because we saw sum and we know we're multiplying 5 times the whole sum, we're going to put parentheses around that. And we'll see why that's important when we talk about the distributive property. Last but not least, we have our flipping words. So flipping words change the order. So, for example, whenever you see one of these flipping words, it means an expression on either side of these words gets flipped. So the flipping words are from, into, than, and to. So let's give an example. If I have the expression 6 less x. We know less means subtraction, so I'm going to write this as 6 minus x. If I have the expression 6 less than x, than is a flipping word. That means that this expression is going to be x minus 6 because I'm starting at x and subtracting 6. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for my next video on order of operations. I'll see you next time.